Yes, guys, welcome back and a happy Monday to you all. I'm a day late. I'm aware I'm a day late. It's been the bank holiday weekend and I've been very busy. So it is what it is. But yeah, there's plenty of opportunities on the horizon this week, guys. There's plenty of opportunities. And Friday was fun. Friday was very fun. But that's the sort of thing that we needed to get price out of the consolidation ranges and zones that we're in across the board, to be honest with you. We needed catalyst movements, and Friday was that. To be honest, I haven't really looked at any charts. So the first time we look at the chart, well, I look at the chart with you all. Today's the first time I've looked at everything. So we're going to start from scratch. We're going to go over a lot. We're going to look at some new trade ideas, some New Zealand ideas, and we're just going to get stuck into it more than anything. And I've briefly glanced at the news this week, and there isn't really much about, to be honest, which is first time I've seen a week like this for quite a few weeks. I mean, Trump's not made an appearance yet, so no doubt he's going to make an appearance this week because he just loves just putting his finger in and yeah, not making life easy for everyone. So, in terms of news next week, guys, we have not really got much on. There is US dollar news on Thursday, red news on Thursday, which is prelim GDP, unemployment claims, and then obviously in the end of next week we'll have NFP. So I'm not going to talk too much about Forex Factory and the news over this week, guys, because there's not really much to talk to. We've got a lot to look at in terms of charts, and I'd rather spend the bulk time of looking at charts and doing analysis. And that's what we're going to do, starting from now. So here's gold. Here is gold. I've cleaned it up a little bit, and gold is gold. I'm not in gold, and I don't plan on trading gold for the foreseeable at the moment because it's just a pain in the ass. And we've got supply, daily 4 hour supply here, we got 4 hour supply here. So we got plenty of supply. But if you look how I've marked this chart, I mean, and then just look at the daily structure of the candles. We're just we're waiting for something big to come on gold, guys. And what that is, I wish I would know. I don't. But there's something big going to come in the markets within the next week or two. And it's just going to skyrocket gold or it's going to drop gold. We're in a very key zone now. We're in a key area. We're in no man's land. We're waiting. We're waiting for more direction. To be honest, in terms of swing trading, like I said, there is ranges within this area here that people can trade if you're happy to do it at your own risk. Remember, guys, this is not financial advice. This is just my own personal opinion of the markets. Um, and that's pretty much it. So, gold, see how there's a gap around here on the futures. So, we're just going to see how gold reacts, really, guys, up in these supply areas. We got supply here, we got supply there. I mean, this supply, that's the top of supply is more stronger than this bottom bit of supply. So if you want to get into some shorts, trade at your own risk, it's entirely up to you. These are the areas I've got marked which are relevant to the current price of gold at the moment. So it is Monday, and sometimes we can get good days on a Monday, sometimes we can get bad days. And in terms of what I mean by that is markets can just tend to consolidate on Mondays, depends on what's happened over the weekend. And looking at gold, there's not really much to talk about. If I'm honest, I mean, we're just gonna wait and see what price does in these supply areas. We're in a 4 hourly uptrend, a daily uptrend. Let's have a look at the weekly. Potential, this wick could obviously go lower because it's only Monday, but this is set for a drive up. now, to be honest. And I mean, just look at how the weekly's printing like that. So this week gold could probably reach new all-time highs if we continue this momentum and we continue going up. But like I've said, we do have supply, and this supply might hold, it may not hold. It just depends on where the big boys want the money to go. And with what's going on with the rates in America and the US dollar and everything, and so on and so forth, I reckon it is going to keep going up, guys. To be completely honest, I do think there's a lot of bullish potential coming with gold. So I'm just going to keep an eye on it. I'm not in no trade on gold. I don't really want to get in any trade on gold. And that's really that, if I'm honest, guys. So we'll look at the dollar as well now. And again, we're going to clean things up a little bit. So frustratingly enough, I mean, the dollar's back in this consolidation zone, guys. The dollar is back in consolidation. And it's frustrating. Like this time of years, you don't really, obviously you can get consolidation any time of the year, but we're sort of free flowing market conditions, and the dollars, all this is just, it's all with what's going on economically in America is what's causing all of this with the US dollar. And that's the problem with having a Federal Reserve and one dominating currency for the Western world. Like, you don't see many pairs, for instance, XAU against RUB, which would be gold against the Russian ruble, the Russian currency, or XAU against CNY, which would be the Chinese yen, I want to say, or the Chinese yang, one of the two. But like, that is the problem when everything's governed by USD, by the US dollar, and it's it's very one-sided. It's very one-sided. There is people, market makers. There's people that manipulate things, and yeah. Put it this way: if you're in the know, if you knew people in politics, you'd be pretty set and made and a millionaire by now, because they just play it like a chess game and make their own money. So corrupt, but oh well. So again, guys, this isn't financial advice. This is just my personal opinion on the markets and my analysis going forward for the rest of the week. And US dollar is just can't really speak my mind because yeah, I mean the US dollar is just a pain in the ass. It is a pain in the ass. And we're in this consolidation, guys, and there is a bit of news this week, but we could just keep dancing around in this consolidation. There's no ifs, no buts, and maybes about it, guys. Like, it is what it is. I wish I could have a magic wand and get it out of consolidation so we get some nice free flow moves, but everything is hindering on the US dollar, and Trump is not helping the game. He's just not helping the situation. He's just making it hard work for everyone. And I mean, the US dollar would like to see some more weakness and then get into these demand zones, to be completely honest with you. Whether that's going to be today, tomorrow, Wednesday, who knows? I'm just going to set some price alerts down around here on the US dollar. I'll just set one there, and we'll probably just wick it and then go in there again. And it's just like, really, like, so we're in, guys, we're in a bit of frustrating times really with these market conditions, because it's just not making life easy, and people do it on purpose. The likes of, high political people, they do these things on purpose because they don't want the masses making money, basically. So that's US dollars just consolidating, guys. US dollars just consolidating. The Swiss franc consolidating again, consolidating. The New Zealand, see again, the New Zealand, right, is we broke this consolidation, we filled this gap, we've got clean range to the left. We're coming back into this consolidation of all this rubbish, up and down, up and down, up and down, wicks here, wicks there, wicks everywhere. Do you know, it's just not fun. I would have expected Friday to at least get things out of these consolidation zones that they're in. The market needs to get out and breathe, and yeah, just just to get out and breathe really. And these consolidations are not making it easy. It's not making life easy in terms of trade ideas either, because we've been in these consolidations for 2 3 weeks now, and the ideas are few and far between at the moment, which I did say as well the other week, like the forex market itself is just not great at the minute. I'm going to get onto a futures broker and just trade pure futures, because the forex market is just so manipulated and so one-sided. I'd rather just trade futures, pure futures, because at least that respects S&D basically. And I mean, the Mexican peso, this is another one which is a slow old go, but it's a good one that when we get up into this supply on the Mexican peso, we could have some nice good movement down. Well, I say nice good movement, it's going to be slow movement, but it does trend. So we will see the Mexican peso when we do get a reaction on this supply, and we'll go from there. Japanese yen, again, guys, it's just sideways rubbish. It's just up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And it's not really fun to analyze and to really give ideas on, because the chances of being wrong are chances of being wrong are higher than they are being right at the moment. So yeah, Japanese yen consolidation sideways again for a change, same as everything else. Leave that. Euro USD. Euro USD. So the Euro USD, we have had more reaction off of this supply, this 4 hourly supply. We've had more reactions off of it. But the reaction that we've had off of it, oh, hang on, undo. No, undo, yep. The reaction that we have had off of this supply has just put us back into consolidation again, guys. And it's difficult, guys. It's difficult to give out trade ideas with this rubbish. We're just back in consolidation, so hopefully when I speak later on in the week, then hopefully we'll be painting a bit of a different picture. I would have thought Friday would have got us out of these consolidation for the foreseeable, but we just keep popping back into it. So the markets are in key areas, are in key zones, and we're just waiting for direction. What's this? Euro, Japanese yen, no. US dollar, Euro, Canadian dollar. We've had a nice reaction. Yes, so Euro CAD, very nice reaction off of this supply now. So see if we get a pullback. That's nice. See if we can get a pullback up into around these areas and take a re-entry on the Euro CAD. Yeah, Euro CAD looks like it's got some nice potential, guys. So let's hang on a minute. Could be creating a drop base drop. I will wait for a pullback to around these sort of areas, because we are in weekly, daily supply on the Euro CAD. So I will wait for a pullback into around these sort of areas and then go from there. British pound, Swiss franc, pull my profit out on that week before last up here. So we don't really need to look at that. This was a trade idea I gave out the other week, which gave you a nice little return. Obviously, we've retraced all the way back up now, breaking structures. So I would expect a bit more upside up to here a little bit more before we then continue dropping again for cable, British pound, US dollar. I'll be honest, it's not that easy to talk about the markets today, guys, to be honest. Like last week was an up and down week for me personally as well, and it's when you're in my position, you've got to show up every day, and you've still got to drive people on and hope to help people in the right way. But even when you get spanked in the market, you've still got to turn up. You've still got to do your thing. As long as you keep your discipline and you're all groovy, really. So British pound US dollar, we had a nice move to the downside off of this supply that I have marked here. And we're just in the middle of it now. We're tracing back up to potential entries. So we'll keep an eye on that. British pound, Japanese yen. Nothing to really be going on. New Zealand dollar CAD. So I'm a bit dubious, guys. Like, I was looking at the New Zealand dollar Japanese yen, and this was my trade idea for the New Zealand dollar Japanese yen. And the reason for liking this idea was before I looked at the futures of the New Zealand dollar. Like, basically, I would not be happy to take a New Zealand dollar Japanese yen buy position until we're out of that consolidation zone on the New Zealand dollar. Basically, want to break that consolidation area, get into demand, and then enter the New Zealand dollar Japanese yen, guys. Which I will look at price, and I will see how price gets down around here, and see what the reaction's like, see what the price action's like. All right, guys. So that's what I'm going to keep an eye on for the New Zealand dollar and the Japanese yen. Wait for a retracement and then potential buy there. New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc. New Zealand dollars. See, the thing is, all these moves are really, they're starting to play out. I mean, got there, no, got there, no. No. Forex is a mess, guys. It's a mess. It's horrible to look at. It's horrible to analyze. And there's no real good trade ideas out there for FX markets. I pulled out a wheat, guys. Took my profit out on wheat because we're struggling here and we've got a big gap here. So I'll wait for another re-entry on wheat down around here. Nothing else to really speak about. Cotton, oh, that's rubbish. Corn, corn's going nicely. Look, didn't quite hit our entry, but corn's going away nicely. Cocoa, here we go. Right, at long last, cocoa is coming down to our entry, guys. At long last, here we go with cocoa. Get rid of this. Cocoa is on its way down, guys. We have a gap up here as well to fill. So once we get in on cocoa, guys, we're going to be all right. We're going to be good. I would like to get filled on cocoa today, but judging by everything else, I can't imagine we will. Probably get filled on this till flipping December. I'm joking. It's my sense of humour. I'm just making a joke about how slow and how horrible everything is. Yeah, we've got a very big gap down here on the futures on cocoa. So cocoa, I'll be looking to enter pretty soon. Let's get an alert set there on cocoa. And again, guys, like my cocoa trail, obviously we're going to have to break through this to continue going higher, but I think we got some nice potential with cocoa. We've got some very, very nice targets. There's gaps here, there, and everywhere on cocoa. So this would be my first major target here. This gap fill here. It's going to take a while to get there, and I don't know what the swaps are going to be like on cocoa. Hopefully they're positive swaps. But yeah, cocoa is not far away from our entries, guys. So that is good. Really good. Look at coffee. I wish I took coffee. This is trading, guys. This is a move. This is trading. None of this, US dollar consolidation up, down, same as gold. This is trading. So the FX market is a load of rubbish at the minute. Nothing there. Coffee, really, really good. Oat is just a load of slow rubbish. Orange juice, same scenario, rubbish. Soybeans, nah, can't trade that anyway. The spreads on soybeans is ridiculous. Same as sugar. The spread on sugar is ridiculous as well. Australian dollar US dollar AUD. AUD USD. Oh, excuse me. AUD USD. Yeah, it's just crap. Energies. Let's have a look at. See, crude oil again. Like, I don't trust it. I know a few people. Have taken longs on crude oil around this area already, and fair play to you if you're in these longs. I don't blame you for taking them because you've taken the original reaction off of the demand. And if you're in profit, guys, just roll with it. Tap a pat on the back. Well done to you. Like if you're in profit, just roll with it, and I hope it works out for you. But I just don't trust crude oil. I want to just wait for it to just come back into this demand and fill this gap, and then I'll take my first attempt at crude oil. So crude oil, guys, we're still going to wait for. They're still waiting to be done on crude oil. Silver. Oh, I did not see silver. Platinum as well. Is that palladium? Where's platinum? Platinum, guys. Don't know why I've done that. Platinum, guys. I'm thinking of taking a short on platinum when we get back up into this supply. I could tidy the supply up a little bit because it's pretty much breached that supply now. So silver looks right, guys, doesn't it? Silver, we could have a reaction off of this supply. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on silver. Copper, still sideways, still dancing. It's trying to get a bit of momentum now going up to fill this massive gap here. Like I have never seen a gap that big in my life. Like that is huge. But even this gap down here, that is huge. So again, it's a sticky wicket with copper because people are going to be in buys here, hoping we fill that gap and then just drop to fill that gap. But you got to look at it. You got to look at it from a like I don't know how to explain it. You got to what would make sense. It doesn't make sense to go up, fill that gap, drop down, and fill that one again, does it? It makes sense to fill this gap and then drive up to fill that one. So you got to be smart and sensible about it, guys. The indices. So the indices, and obviously Friday was nuts for all the indices. I mean, they all sort of work together, to be honest. They all do seem to work together. And a few people said the Nikkei is going to be a nice one to short. And I'm in no shorts on the indices. So, hang on. Again, we're at all-time highs, guys. So, like, supply is few and far between at the moment. So, and Seasonax is saying that we could get some downward momentum coming for the indices. So I'm going to keep an eye on the indices, guys. And we're probably creating new 4-hourly. Well, yeah, 4-hourly demand. On the S&P. So a pullback, continuation to the downside for the S&P. The Nasdaq. See, the Nasdaq didn't reach any new time highs with the news that came the other day, did it? Which is interesting. Nasdaq, you got 4-hour supply here. And here. The stuff in the middle here, guys, on in terms of the Nasdaq, this is not great price action staircase scenario. And then when we get to the bottom staircase, there he is with his counter red ball. We're going to sprint down. So it's trending now, like it's broken lows, and I think this could start just trending downward now slowly. The Nasdaq, the US 30, these are the new all-time highs. The US 30 is going down quite nice. We've also created a new 4-hourly demand as well. So if people want to get into any US 30 shorts, wait for a pullback and then continuation as well. We're going to have a look at Bitcoin, guys, because Bitcoin, we are near daily/weekly demand. So Bitcoin, we could get some nice long-term positions here. And let's spend some time on Bitcoin a minute. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Right, guys. So Bitcoin, we're in the middle of nowhere, but we're heading towards demand, which is here. Weekly, daily, 4-hourly demand. So very strong levels down here, guys. Very strong levels. So we're going to wait. I'm going to put a pending order on Bitcoin. Do we have any gaps down here? There is no gaps down here. Bitcoin. But again, like if you're buying here, it's not suicidal, but it's not ideal. So I'm going to wait for this demand to get touched before I enter any long positions on Bitcoin. And I'll let you know when I'm in Bitcoin, guys. Let's just, hang on a second. Let's just. So this is trade idea for Bitcoin, guys. Long term. Right there. Potential new all-time highs. So that's a Bitcoin trade idea there, guys. All right. Trade idea for Bitcoin. I won't talk about all this, guys, because there's nothing to talk about. But in terms of a long position and getting in the trade, it's a great idea because it's a pullback, retest, continuation on multiple different like for multiple different reasons, supply and demand reason, break and retest reason, economically reasons. There's a lot of reasons why I would be taking buys on Bitcoin, guys, to be honest. And I have a funny feeling if you do go long on Bitcoin, you will be in positive swaps as well. So every market turnover day in the evening, you obviously generate swaps if you hold positions overnight, and they should be positive on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is one I'm excited for, guys. To be honest, I'm excited. I'm excited to get into Bitcoin. We'll keep an eye on Bitcoin. Let's flag it. Gold, gold. Don't worry about gold. Dollar. Right, let's have a look at stocks, guys, because Bitcoin would probably have an impact within the stock market, I can imagine. Let's have a look at the stocks. What's this? Nope. Apple. Apple, I'm still waiting for long positions, guys. Still waiting to go long in Apple. We've still got plenty of gaps here. Tesla, sort of breaking out nicely now on Tesla. Where's the market open on? Yeah. I'll be getting into Apple, guys, when we get around these areas, and I'll let you all know. So hopefully this week I get long on Apple. Meta, we've had a reaction off a demand. I'm thinking of getting it in potential Meta positions as well. Do you know? Long positions for a few reasons. Like Meta just trends, doesn't it? I mean, this was back in April, back at the start of this year when the tariffs was on the way. And I know there's loads of gaps, guys, but gaps work differently with stocks. So I'm going to keep an eye on Meta for the rest of today and see if we get below here. If we start breaking below here, I can imagine we would fill this gap here. So Meta, guys, has got some good potential, very good potential. Same as I can imagine Google's probably following suit. Yeah, look at Google. It's just miles up. Just miles up. And in terms of entries for Google, guys, you got Google is a very healthy stock to invest in. It just goes nice, doesn't it? Obviously, yeah, you will have pullbacks, major pullbacks, but it trends well. So my main focus going forward is going to be the agricultural market and stocks. I will obviously look at the forex market and I will still trade it, but I prefer to just trade everything else other than the FX market because it's not as manipulated. It's just more respected around the world, shall we say? So Google guys, I'll be keeping an eye on. I've got a lot of stock ideas. Amazon again, nice, got nice potential. Stocks are exciting. I love them. I do like stocks. But in terms of like Amazon, we are at all-time highs. So buying here could be suicidal, but it's just got potential still. I mean, it's filled that gap. Obviously, there is still big gaps to the downside here, and like what caused the gap fills to the downside previous was back in February, March, April this year was Trump announcing the tariffs, and that's what shook up the stock market. I mean, yeah, we could see stuff like that happen again, but when, who knows? And that's the game that these flipping people play. That is the game that they play. Like they dangle a biscuit, dangle a carrot once or twice, and then you think that the market sort of got used to it, but then it doesn't, and then they just throw another spanner in the works again. And it doesn't make it very easy, guys. It doesn't make it very easy. What's Microsoft? Oh, Microsoft. Cool. Kind of glad I looked at Microsoft because, yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on Microsoft, guys, for the next day. Obviously, there is demands here, there, and everywhere, but it's not very prominent. But like I say, stocks, guys, I like stock. You got to respect stocks, and stocks are just nice to just hold positions, just let it just tick along, really. So when the New York stock market, when the Chicago Stock Exchange opens later on today, well, in about an hour's time, I will keep an eye on all of these stocks. Let's flag them all of what I want to have a look at. That one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. Ambev or Nvidia as well. Oh, Monster. Monster's going to probably drop, fill this gap. What's this? Barrow Home. Hertz. Yeah, Hertz. I like Hertz as well for long-term positions. Thinking of getting into Hertz. See if I can trade Hertz on C Trader. I'll have a look at that in a minute. Mapfire. Look at that. It's gone. Beautiful trade. Mapfire's gone. Where's Ambev? There. Ambev's another one, guys. It's just going to dwindle down nicely and get into these demands, into cheap prices, and then I will buy Ambev as well. Yeah, so guys, I've been so busy. I've got a million and one things going on. So like I hope I've pointed out the necessary things I needed to point out to you all, and I hope you all understand it. But unfortunately, like we're just still not doing much in the FX market. I was hoping to find a few more trade ideas than what I did for people, and yeah, it's a bit of frustrate. It is frustrating at the moment, guys. But you've just got to roll with it. It's just part of trading, and like even in like the years I've been in it, I mean, trading was so much. It wasn't easy because it's never easy, but trading 5, 6 years ago was just a different story altogether. You wouldn't ever have to worry about all this stuff that goes on now. I don't even think I saw a market gap in the FX market 5, 6 years ago. Don't even think I ever saw one. The market certainly never really opened up with a gap. So this is where you have to become adaptive. You have to be adaptive within the FX market. If you're not adaptive, it just won't work. And I got to take my own advice for that as well, because obviously there's a thing where you can marry your bias, whether you think something's just going to keep going up or keep going down. And you have to be adaptive on a daily basis with the markets. And at the moment, there's only so much you can be adaptive to. A consolidating market, you are being adaptive, but we're just waiting for direction. And in the FX market, we're still waiting for direction. So hopefully, middle of this week, towards the end of this week, guys, we're going to start seeing the direction of the major FX pairs. And we will look at Mexican peso, US dollar trades. Let's have a look a minute. USD at Mexican peso. Yeah, so do you see what I mean, guys? Like, well, this has been sideways since July. So perhaps we won't suggest any Mexican peso trades for the foreseeable, because this would drive you nuts. Guys, I'll be honest, I'm going to call it there, because we're sort of just going around in circles, really. I just want to wait for the markets to get out of these zones that they're in and just go from there, really. So, unfortunately, not much FX ideas, guys, but I'm going to really spend a lot of time in stocks and probably enter some stocks later today. All right. So I'll speak to you again a few days' time, end of the week, middle of the week, whichever. And yeah, we'll go from there, guys. So I hope you all have a good week. I hope you all make some profit. If you take a loss, accept it and just walk away. Put a stop loss in place. Do not move your stops. If it hits your stops, so be it. Start a small account, guys. I know everyone loves prop firms. What is the addiction with everyone being so addicted to a prop firm? Prop firms, they're good and bad, but the trouble is, if you're a good trader, they just make rules up. They just make rules up. If you're profitable month after month after month and you're making money, they don't like it, because the way these prop firms make money is because it's sold to people who haven't got a clue about trading, and they just want a big account there and then. They go in it and then they treat it like a lottery ticket. They'll get £100,000 account, and they'll just try and flip that account on the first day, and then they wonder why they haven't got an FTMO account left. You've got to, and that's the trouble. Like, I like FTMO, but you got to pass two phases before you get the account. I mean, you got to get 15% before you get the money, and that's some good moves you're catching there, Mike. But then once you've got the account, the moves are done. So then do you know what I mean? You're then waiting for a trade. But the thing is, people are eager to get trading. The amount of people that get these accounts, and then as soon as they got the account, it's gone within the next hour. And I'm pretty sure I've still got 100 grand FTMO account somewhere. I haven't been on FTMO for months. And a lot of the reason is I like to trade my own money is because you got something to show for it. You got all your history, you got everything. So, if an investor or if anybody could say, "Oh, look, how's your account going? Can you show me X, Y, and Z?" I'd be like, "Yep, here you are. I can show you history for the last 6 months, year, 3 months, whatever." And that's what I like about it. I suppose you could do that on a prop firm, but it's just not the same. It's just not the same. I almost feel like once you've built an account up from a small account, you learn to respect it more, and you're like, it's taken me a lot of hard work to get to where I am. Why would I want to have one bad day and just wipe 6 months worth of work? So there's something for you to think about, guys, because obviously I want to give my point of view on the market and give my analysis of the market, but obviously this is the hardest thing in the world to do. Trading these markets is the hardest thing on this planet for any person to do, for multiple reasons. And that's why I try to give a bit of insight onto prop firms, a bit of psychology, and just how to react on things. And even guys, look, I still struggle. I still struggle with things, guys. I do. We're all only human. And even burned, even the proper pros, like they still learn stuff as they're going. You've just got to be adaptable and you've just got to be open to learn. You've got to be willing to keep learning every single day because you'll never know it all. You'll never know it all. But there it is, guys. I wish you all a good week and I'll speak to you all soon. Cheers.